Guys, let's make this outfit. Today we're going to be drafting the pattern for overbust cup corsets. Overbust cup corset came into existence in the 1900s, and ever since then women have really loved it because it gives you the option of feeling like you're wearing a bra and a corset at the same time, and taking off the pressure off your shoulder. You know, when you wear a bra, sometimes you feel pain on your shoulders because your shoulder is the one carrying your bust. But for overbust cup corsets, your waist is the one carrying your breast, meaning the structure that is on your waist is carrying your bust, so it's sort of like relieves your shoulder, makes you feel like you're wearing a bra and your waist is snatched at the same time. We're going to need sellotape because we're doing the sellotape method, and we also need the bust cup that you're working with. If you're making a costume outfit that has an overbust cup corset for a client, be sure to ask them what their bust size is. Go to the market and buy the exact same bust size of that person. I'm telling you, it's going to save you a lot of stress of back and forth with your clients because you already know the bust size of the person and you need a sellotape, and with this you can get the exact bust cup of that person. Before we begin, if you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, click the link below and subscribe right now. This is beginner friendly, so I'm starting from the pattern block. If you're a professional, you can just move further to where I'm starting the main pattern. We are dividing our shoulder into two, and from that point we're taking 1.5 inches downward. Then we're going to mark out the neck, which is 3 inches by 3 inches. Did we up or start where we are starting the point of our measurement from. Next, we're going to mark our bust point, our under bust point, our half length, and from that half length we'll get 9 inches or 9.5 inches to get the hip points. So we'll just extend lines on those places, and these are where our various measurements is going to sit. I like to include the hip on any blouse that I'm making because it will actually help me get the accurate sizes of the person. Let's not forget our blouse lengths. From the bust, I'm measuring 3 inches upward to get where the chest will sit. Now we're going to add the same 8 inches we have on the shoulder to get our armhole. We'll divide whatever we have there by 2 and take it 1/2 inches inward. Then we'll just connect all of that with our curve ruler. We all know that this is half of our pattern. The front is divided into 2. The back is divided into 2, meaning we divide all our measurements into 4. Bust 11, under bust 9, waist 9.5. So we'll measure out the hip to connect that to the waist in order to get our measurement from where the blouse length will end. Usually to get the dart placement, I always divide the waist by 2. But for this particular lady, she's busty and there's a huge difference between her waist and her bust, so I'm just going to use 4 inches because 8 will work for our bust and then something smaller will work for our waist. We'll just go ahead and connect all those lines from the chest to the blouse length. Next, I'm taking out 1.5 inches for the darts, which is 0.75 by both sides. We'll go ahead and connect that. Connect it upwards to the bust. Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe to my channel, like this video, share it so that more people will find this. I am taking 1/2 inches from the enfold part to get the cup placement. Just to be on the safe side, I'm adding more 1/2 inches to it. From the original shoulder line, we need to take 1 inch away, and we'll just draw that connect that line to our under bust. Yeah. Now we have, a placement for our bust, sort of like a guideline to where we'll start and end the cup of this person. All we need to do is connect the lines on the bust from our indication line. Remember this 1.5 inches that we're taking out, we add it back to the waist. Yes, we add it back so that the outfit we actually size this person. Now we can finally connect our pattern block. To get our blouse length, we need to connect the waist to the hip and mark the point where it is on the line. Afterwards, we are going to add the dart that we're taking out from the blouse length back to the blouse measurement, and then we'll now connect the waist to the blouse length. That we have our pattern block ready. Fun fact, we don't really need the hip, it's just sort of like a guideline. Because we want this corset snatch, we're going to look at what we have remaining on the waist. We divide that into two. Then we'll connect a line right from the bust cup to the blouse length. We are taking out 1 inch, half inch on both sides of the dart so that the waist will be very snatched. This video is a part one of my 2 video series on overbust cup corsets. If you want to learn how to sew overbust cup corsets, there's a link to the video in the description of this video. And that will give us a very snatched waist. Next, we are going to add bust darts 2 inches from the bust line downward. Then we'll connect that to the bust point. For this particular design, we're using sellotape method, so we don't really need to get out the measurement of the bust. But nonetheless, we're just going. So we're taking 0.75 from this other side, then we'll just connect that to the bust. All we need to do now is connect the neckline of the bust from the center towards the armhole area. We're almost done. I'll just mark out the part that we're taking out, or the dust that we're taking out right now. So the parts that I'm marking right now are the parts that were not needed. We'll add our allowance next. I'm using very tiny allowance because all we need is ½ inch, but to be on the safe side, we're going to be adding 0.75 inches, which is almost 1 inch. So we just measure that out as we sew along. For the length of the corset, at the extreme, I'm taking out 1 inch upwards, and then I'll just connect that to the normal line. So we have that oval look at the bottom. We're done with the front. All we need to do is trim out. I remind us again that this is beginner friendly. So if you're conversant with all this I'm doing right now, you can just move further to the part where you really want to see how I draft the back. But for now, we're starting with the basic pattern block so that people who are just learning to sew, we understand what we're doing. Outside the shoulder line, we need to mark the neckline, which is 3 inches by 1.5 inches. So from the neck point, we mark our bust point. We don't need under bust. Now for the waist of the front, we know it's 18. But remember we took out the bust dart, so we're going to minus that bust dart from the waist, which will be 16. Then from that waist, we get our hip point. So I'll just go ahead and mark those lines. From the bust line, we take 2 inches upwards to get the chest. So we can draft the armhole. Least I forget the blouse length. Now our original blouse length is 22, right, for the back. But remember we removed 2 inches darts from the front of the side. So we're going to remove 2 inches from the length of the back. which will be 20. But to be on the safe side, I'm going to add half inches to that. Next, we can divide all circumference and start placing our measurements where they are supposed to be. We'll go ahead and mark the hip. I'm going to go ahead and add 1.5 inches for the darts. This is because I want all my measurement ready so I can divide it appropriately. So I'm just going to connect the pattern block. When we have everything ready, I'm going to minus 1.5 inches from the back to make the back of the corset snatch, to give it extra snatching for the corset. Some people will move 2 inches from the chest and 1 inches from the hip line. For me, I like just 1.5 inches all through. So now that we have that out, we have 8.5 inches remaining on the waist. I'm going to divide that into 3 unequal parts. The first part will be 3 inches, which I'll mark first, and that is where our standard dart will be. I am going to be taking out that 1.5 inches that we added from the first dart. The remaining part of the waist will be divided into 2 equal parts, and that is where we'll place the dart that is going to snatch the corset on. Then we'll just cross those out as an indication that we've done it done. We're almost done with the back. I'm going to go ahead and add the sewing allowance. I'm going to add a little bit of allowance at the bottom of the corset. 1 inch upward, and then we'll just connect that to get the hem of the corset. Next, I'm going to add the grommet indicator. Don't forget that this is a corset and it has rope at the back, so we need a space for it to be fastened. Just doing the neckline. The back is ready. All we need to do is trim out. We're done with the back. Next, we're going to be draping the post cup for the front. Remember, this is the sellotape method. So for this next stage, you'll be needing sellotape and the cup. That is the breast cup. When you go to the market and you get the exact cup size of the person, we're going to now put it on the mannequin. Be sure that your mannequin is the same exact bust size of the person. If your mannequin is not that, you have to pad the mannequin, making sure that you add enough of bust cup until you get to the exact same cup of the person. It's very important that you get the form of the breast size. After we have this on the mannequin, all you have to do is get your sellotape and even if you have it like this, still add more on it. So I'm going to add vertically on it. When we have it this way, you know that we've gotten the entire circumference of the bust. And all you need to do is get a marker or a pen or anything that you're comfortable with and really draft out the lines of the bust that you want to get this into. I'm just going to turn this way. Get the line of the bust. Now that we have this, I'm just going to do this right here. And get sort of like the middle of the bust and, bring it all the way here. So with this, all you need to do is just bring this out and, trace it. You can see we all have that, mapped out, traced out all the cup of the bust. Now we're ready to go to the next step. I'm just going to take this out and put it on the table before I cut it so that we'll really see how it is. All I need to do is chase this part away and then, get this pattern out of the outfit. Sort of like we are draping this, but with the exact cup measurement of the person that we're making the dress for. Now that we have this out, all we need to do is trim it, making sure it is the exact measure of the breast cup. Just go ahead and take this out. We'll be careful so that we don't rip anything apart. Be sure to label them so that by the time you put them apart and you're putting it back together, you know which one goes to which place. That's looking very good. Now all we need to do is just carefully, trim along the lines that we've already drafted. There you go. Our bust cup is ready. All we need to do is now trace out our pattern, making sure that we add ½ inch to each and every side of the pattern so that we have allowance to sew it. So I hope you've learned a thing or two about drafting pattern for over bust cup corsets. If this is your first time watching my video, please subscribe to my channel. Also, if you want to learn how to make an overbust cup corset, there's a link to the video in the description of this particular video. Please subscribe, like this video, share it so that people who want to learn how to draft pattern for overbust cup corset will learn it. Do not gatekeep. Thank you so much for watching.